Do you agree that the goal in life, like you said, is to find someone who doesn't need to be taken care of, and then you care for them?
Yeah, that's a rule that I believe in, because when you have someone that's you don't consider a liability, it makes you feel different. And one of the examples I use is when you're a kid and you're asking your mother for money,
Right.
and your mom like, "Mike, I have $1," and even though she gives it to you, she took her time giving it to you.
Right.
And I just think that some people shouldn't have to live
Like that.
like that. So when you have a woman, you know, she's taking care of herself, it's easy to do for them, to me. This to me.
Right.
And
No, I get
I've
it.
talk to people about, I don't want you people to put yourself, no, because I like this, right? I like it. What happens to the world? They'll hear a story.
But it's not always about financial, though.
No, let me finish my thought.
Okay.
They'll hear a story, and they'll put themselves in the story,
Right.
and make it about them,
Right.
not hearing what the person is saying to them about their story.
Exactly.
So I tell people about my story.
Right.
It's just that people put themselves in the story and make it about them, and I need people to stop. I'm like, who raised you? What education level
Right.
do you have that you put yourself in a story? That when people tell you a story, you're supposed to listen.
Exactly.
Because they're telling you a story.
Right.
And everybody does this, which is a bad thing. So I just want, if I had that situation, it would take pressure off me. It would make me feel easier. But this is me.
Right, exactly.
You know, I
Exactly.
don't know what the other man would do, but
Exactly.
this is me. Yeah,
Exactly.
That's me.
No, I think it's a good thing that a woman is self-sufficient, because like you said, if anything does happen, she can get up and go as she please.
Yes.
And if you're stuck, then you're stuck, you know, and that's not my mom was it's nothing wrong to be a housewife.
No.
And there's nothing wrong, because that is a job. That is like a career, raising children.
Right.
And I think back in the day, the men appreciated more. I think that when they came home to a home-cooked meal, it was just, my dad was different. My dad was a handyman. And these men nowadays don't even know how to fix a toilet. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
If the car didn't work, my dad got on a bike and rode, to the grocery store, whatever it took. But nowadays, the man has too much pride, even handing over the check. They're like, this is my check, it's not our check.
Right.
So it's a different mentality of the men nowadays and the men back in the day.
It's two sides to that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's two sides to that. You have women that have taken advantage of men.
Okay, I agree with you.
All right?
Yeah.
You have women have taken advantage of men. You also have, in the last 30-something years, men have woken up a great deal about love.
Okay.
Because love can be betrayal. Love can take you down a path that you truly think that you're in love,
Right.
and the woman gets you. I mean, look at the statistics of divorces,
Yeah.
of men who are super rich and marry, and then the woman play them because the guy think the girl's really in love.
Right.
And she walks away with millions, and he has to take it on the chin. And that's why society is shocked when the woman is rich and the guy marries,
Right.
and he gets her for the money. And it's double standards, because the women are like, oh my God, I can't believe that he wants child support and alimony. And then you got some men who will call that dude a punk. Oh, he a punk. But it's life, yo.
Right.
I've seen so much change in life. And
It has. I agree.
And if you do have a guy on this planet that's still traditional, you want to hope he meets the right woman.
Right.
Because
I
if
agree.
he doesn't meet the right woman, she's going to eat
That's right.
his ass up alive.
I agree, because my son is such a suburb kid, and he's well respected. And when we moved back to Miami, they were eating him up because
Yes.
he's such a well-mannered, loving, and they were like, "Oh, you're so nice." And I try to school him on, these women out here in Miami. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he got caught up into that life because he doesn't know. And he wants to look at women as, respect, and they're not all like that. And I'm like, well, those are, how do I tried so hard. They're going to make mistakes like those type of women.
My oldest son is about to have kids, and I'm truly happy he met this young lady. And when he was younger, I was telling him how you talk to your kids. And he found the way. He said, Dad, listen, I listen to you. Good. But he said, you got to treat these hoes like hoes. There's some women who just,
agree.
you got. He said, I understand what you're saying, Dad. He said, but there's some women you just can't do that for. Right. And he found someone that really rocks with him. And I'm happy, and I hope that happens for all of my daughters and sons, that they truly find those people who are really a gentleman, who are really ladies. And believe it or not, most of them, matter of fact, all my kids are not dating anybody in this country.
Oh, they're out of
the guys and girls are out from another. Yeah. So what I've always said is that they're raised different. I remember I was out of the country. I was in the Netherlands. I was at this party. I saw some of the most beautiful women in the world, and guys was meeting them, and they wasn't getting in Benzes and Rolls Royces. They was getting on mountain bikes. Wow. The woman would sit on the back of a mountain bike.
That's awesome.
And the dude would just ride. I'm talking about pedaling.
Right.
Like pedaling. So I remember being in the hotel and it was packed. And I just wanted to know, because I'm talking to you, like, hey, do you guys, go for men for the money and all that? And every woman I talked to overseas was said it was about their character and how nice they treated her. And was he a good-hearted person? Money, not one time.
That's beautiful.
Was the topic, not once.
Yeah, it was never
about money.
My peace and happiness.
Yeah, it was never about money. So America it brainwashed us all, because we fight for the dollar, and we want to grow up so fast, and then when we get the money and get old and sick, and now we want our youth back.
Right. Yeah,
it's deep.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.